as we get 3 red lights for the final time. And they're off. Marcus getting a mediocre start straight away. Michael up into P1 going into the first corner. Do they make it all through? So, oh my god, the collision just behind. I'm wondering if that's a safety car because that looked quite bad of a crash. Side by side go Ultimate Case and Matt.
The two teammates banging wheels, a massive crash in the background. Looked like there were 3 cars involved. We've already lost 2 drivers before the race had even started. Shad being one of them. I'm not sure who the other one is just yet. And there was another crash, a McLaren hitting, I think, a car off the road as they spin back onto the track. That's Escher rejoining now with Kunisek behind. A horrendous start for those two. Michael is your race leader. I don't think any safety car has been called, so they're still going at full speed around Sector 2 now.
I think a lot of people...
wow, that was such a chaotic start. Matt's down to 5th, Marcus down to 2nd, Keza up to 3rd, and Andrew's all the way down in 7th. Meanwhile, Svi, I think from P12, he's up to 6th, so the entire grid has been incredibly shuffled through after just 2 corners.
Having damage and Ultimate Case on the attack against Marcus as Ultimate Case tries to get all... gets both of them down the inside, but Marcus on the outside wants the P1 position as well. They head through the first corner, does the Ultimate Case gets the switchback, still now the outside of turn 1. Slots back into position, but he's gonna have the slipstream, and Michael not far behind at all as well. They head into the next corner. Ultimate Case later on the brakes on the outside though, gets the move completed and up into P1. New race leader, Ultimate Case.
Slipstream for Marcus, but not enough for an overtake yet. And look at the amount of pressure that Mats is under. Svi is hungry. Oh, and just behind as well, Andrew's side by side, I think, with Cuckoo, but just barely holds on to that position. Will he keep it on the straight?
Yeah, the slipstream is going to be quite effective here as defending. Andrew gets the inside line. Cuckoo on the outside. Do they complete the move? Yes, they do. Just hanging on to the outside of the circuit. Cuckoo up into P6.
Meanwhile, once again, Michael having a look at the turn 1 and he's going for it. He sent it and he's been given the space. He takes 2nd place. Is Marcus going to get him back on the straight? He has pressure from Svi behind Svi. Much better traction.
A lot better of an exit out of the corner. Has to slide back and slipstream. Doesn't have enough momentum though.
When's the last time that we had the top 5 this close to each other after 8 laps of racing? There he goes, Svi's through. Marcus
makes a small mistake touching the outside grass, and yes, Svi up into P3. Though with a 20-second time penalty, he's going to have to try and push quite a bit.
So yeah, I mean, some of you may have been thinking that Mads' curse had already struck with him losing those positions at the start, but his main rival now, Marcus, down in 4th. They're together on track. It's really all to play for at this point, but Marcus really does have to win this race.
Lap 9 out of 52. And side by side goes Svi and Marcus. I think Marcus maybe forced a bit onto the grass there.
And Marcus got squeezed really hard, but Mats couldn't exactly make it around the outside. Now is Marcus going to leave the inside open? It doesn't really matter because Mats plays it safe and backs out of it. Oh, and that's another deep line from the McLaren driver. That's not going to give him the best exit. He's keeping the inside line for Sector 2 here. Is that going to keep his position as well? It's really rare to see an overtake around the outside here. Marcus is not able to do it.
Oh, as he loses the back end, Svi really struggling to control this car in front of the 2 top championship rivals.
I mean, Marcus has to be lamenting this because look at the gap that's formed between Michael and Svi. Svi has cost these guys 3 seconds in just 1 lap alone.
Oh, and even more as off they go, and Matt takes the opportunity to move up into P3 past Marcus, and Svi, I think, spinning once again. Off the track he goes. That is... Oh, don't get beat, Svi. That was insane what just happened there going through that corner. And that's just staying behind Marcus, not doing anything too drastic. As side by side goes Xevious and Joseph Aberg. Aberg on the inside, Xevious on the outside, but we've seen how good the outside line can be here. As does Xevious hold on to it. Joseph defends. I don't think he needs to going into next corner. and makes it up into P6.
Further behind, we got Svi putting a lot of pressure now going around the outside of trouble. Is he going to get it done? Turns it into the inside for Sector 2.
Down the inside, has better tyres. I'm going to guess, as he did, I think, pit tyres earlier. It goes a bit on the grass, that forces him wide, but not enough for trouble to re-overtake Svi for P11. As Michael tries it down the inside of Makeza, gives just enough room, and it's been turned!
Unbelievable stuff. They're both off the track. Where's Marcus? Is he going to benefit from this? They both managed to rejoin ahead. Michael having lost more time than Keza. This has definitely killed their strategy. Slipstream.
Yeah, a lot of momentum out the corner in the slipstream. Is now on the outside line going in to the first corner. Is going to be ahead going into it though, but Cuckoo later on the brakes on the inside. I think Aberg trying to do a switch back. Is he able to get a better run off the corner? He would have been on the outside for this corner. Doesn't get the run, but he's going to have the slipstream again going into turn 3. Has the inside line though.
I was about to say classic Cuckoo defense there, but then they completely left the door open on the second straight, so that's a bit surprising there, but a good position gain for Joseph back up into 5th place.
Try and make that move. We know Ultimate Kaiser defended the inside into next corner. He goes and defends the inside once again. Marcus later on the brakes though around the outside. Is he able to just keep the momentum? It looks like he is, but does Ultimate Kaiser find the switch back? He does get a bit of a better run off the corner, but he's got Michael just behind now to contend with. They're incredibly close right now for the lead as they head into the 3rd corner. Ultimate Kaiser trying to get P1 back from Marcus down the inside. They go. Marcus on the outside. Ultimate Kaiser on the inside. A bit of clashing, and off goes Marcus into the grass.
But he's managed to recover the car though. He was not sent off into the Shadow Realm. He recovers incredibly quickly and already retakes the place from Michael. So that kind of seemed like Michael was getting it to him. Very, very interesting there. Even though it was Keza that seemingly forced Marcus off the track.
Basically sniffing the back of Ultimate Kaiser. Ultimate Kaiser getting a lot better of a run compared to Marcus, but Marcus is going to have the slipstream, and I wonder, are we going to see what we saw last lap where they go side by side again into turn 1? We definitely know that Ultimate Kaiser is going to try and defend the position. Only goes semi-defensive though. Michael pitting as he tries it once again around the outside. Goes Marcus. They're side by side this time. Ultimate Kaiser trying to hold it on that outside of that second part. Doesn't look for the switchback this time as Marcus isn't able to, as he defends the inside straight away for turn 3. Hard on the brakes they go as Marcus might be looking for the switchback here as Ultimate Kaiser doesn't overcook it, but the switchback is definitely there. A bit of contact again between the drivers, and Marcus makes it up into P1.
Joseph has just pitted. He comes out ahead of Asher, Svi, and Cuckoo. Seems like Cuckoo the big... they're side by side with Svi actually right now to turn 2. He's going to come out on top onto the second straight again. Cuckoo has the inside line, but Svi has the speed.
We know how good Cuckoo is at defending. They go very, very close. Svi just barely left enough room. Almost, in fact, does touch a bit of grass. Down the inside, he goes onto a corner where you never normally see an overtake. Cuckoo trying to hold it on the outside, but Svi has that inside line. Cuckoo dives it down the inside to try and retake the back position. Svi with the switchback looks for an alternate line coming out of this corner, but Cuckoo doing an amazing job of defending there.
Yeah, that was some crazy action. I hope when we go back to that fight that we'll see more position swaps as we see a planned position swap here from the Benetton team.
Svi with the run. Cuckoo defends the inside. Going into turn 1, they go side by side. Svi later on the brakes on the outside though. Once again, a little bit of wheel banging as they try to go side by side once again coming out of this corner. Svi though on the outside has the momentum through the corner, but Cuckoo is going to have the slipstream, and do we see Cuckoo potentially look for a small dive into the corner? They do. Down the inside goes Cuckoo. Svi looks for a potential switchback, almost has it, in fact does have it, but they're going to go side by side this time. Switched as Svi is on the outside to this corner. Cuckoo has the inside, but Svi just holding on to it. They're still side by side throughout the entirety of Sector 1, now through Sector 2. And Cuckoo doing another amazing job, holds on another lap from Svi's offensive.
Kuka holding on for him. Meanwhile, I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but Andrew is about to overtake Fennec. Fennec's been letting people through and it's been costing him a lot of time. And you're now putting pressure on Fennec in Sector 2. Fennec there with a really wobbly rear end. Holds the inside line. Andrew sends it around the outside. It's quite deep, but it could work. And he grabs the inside line for the next corner and he makes a stick. Just look at the difference in traction between the two. Fennec is really settled down now, and I think Mats is entering the happiest calm waters of his sim racing career as he's about to win his first ever MSR title after trying time and time again. I've lost count of the number of seasons that this man's been in contention. And here we are going through the final few corners now. No Glocks to spoil the party. Matt's making his way through with 5.6 seconds to his main rival.
As
go on board.
He comes across the line, not only securing the win, but securing his first ever MSR championship. And he's definitely got to be happy about this one.
I'm sure he is, as Marcus, I'm sure, would be waving if he could in-game, driving alongside him into the first corner at a snail's pace, congratulating him in the voice chat. I'm sure it's been a titanic fight between these two this season. Very, very hard fight. Relatively clean as well. You absolutely love to see it.